Hey everybody, welcome to the weekend vlog. It is actually about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I did not just wake up. We were doing a few things this morning. I made a sausage, egg, and cheese casserole, which was really yummy. And then John is actually out of the house, so it's just Gus and I, so I'm not sure what our plans are. I just got back from Bed Bath & Beyond. I do want to put together our bed because we recently switched to a duvet cover with the insert, and we switched our quilt, so we're just kind of finishing up putting the bed together. At least I'm going to do that. And I bought a bunch of pillows to put in our new shams and things like that, so I'm going to work on that. Our kitchen, real life kitchen, our kitchen needs a little bit of help, so work on that as well, and we'll see what else Gus and I get into. Gus is very happy because I sprung him from his crate. Wait. Okay. Hi! He's very excited to be out and about. So I started to put those pillows on the bed. Snag. I cannot find one of the shams that we had opened about a month ago to just like see if we liked the pattern of our quilt. So we got the shams to match the quilt, and then the duvet is just like a white, solid white. So I can't find the patterned sham. And what I don't want to do is put everything together and then stare at the lopsided bed, I guess, with only one sham on it. I'm gonna hunt for that. I really hope I can find it because that was just like the first project that I wanted to do today, since it was an easy one, but oh well. So I'm gonna grab a snack and then probably work on the kitchen a little bit. Dishwashing is all done, but I did want to share a couple of things that I used on my dishes and have been using. So if you haven't already tried this stuff out, it is amazing. It is the Dawn Platinum Power Wash Dish Spray. So it kind of comes out in like a foaming action, and it really makes it easy to just kind of like spray all of your dishes in the sink at one time, or if they're set out on your counter, you can just go around and spray inside of the pots. But I really love it. We've had it, I'd say, for 2 months now. Probably won't go back to using regular dish soap. It's so good. And then Costco has like a 3-pack of the refills. So it comes with like a full one and then 2 more of the refills. This little nozzle just kind of twists off. So definitely check that out. I have the fresh scent. I think there is also an apple scent. And then I went ahead and cleaned our sink because it was looking a little bit dull and kind of grimy. We just haven't done it in a while. So I used our soft scrub with bleach to clear any bacteria that's in the sink, and then to shine it up, our Keeper's Friend comes in a powder version as well. So that's the glamorous product share for dishwashing. I think Gus is ready to just chill for a little bit. So I just finished tidying up our family room, put away all of Gus's toys. If you've watched any of my vlogs before, you know that we're still looking for our TV stand, like to find one. We just moved into this house. So I think I'm just gonna hang out on the couch for a little bit and rest, relax, and then as soon as I'm done with that, it'll probably be dark enough, or the sun will not be quite as bright in the lunchroom, so I can show you all of those details. So I'll be back in a bit. So my quick break ended up being helpful because I had one last idea of where this missing sham could be, and I found it! So it was tucked away with the old bedding. We ended up saving it just in case we need it for some reason, but it was tucked away in there, and I think John just was kind of in go mode and probably folded it in there. So now it's time to actually make this bed up. Well, after all of that, I'm taking a step back and realizing that something is wrong with this picture. And I can't believe I didn't realize it before. The shams are not king size. I don't know how I didn't notice that. I mean, I even went shopping for standard size inserts today and it just didn't register. I don't know. So these are gonna have to go back, unfortunately. And I did get us 2 new actual sleeping pillows. So those are nice and fresh and new, but what a bummer. What you doing? Just being a little goofy? Gus, you are something special, dude. So it's finally dark enough for me to be able to show you the laundry room without it being super blinding because it gets lots of sunlight in the late afternoon, evening, but just keep in mind that our laundry room isn't quite done yet. We've run into a few snags, which I will talk about as I go. One of the changes from the original design, I was originally going to paint the beadboard the same color as the baseboards. And I was thinking that this room was just feeling a little bit too white, as you can kind of tell just right now. So I went and got Sherwin-Williams Repose Gray, and I love this color. We actually have quite a bit of it left, and I'm trying to figure out where else I can use it in the home. I know it's a super popular color, but obviously the peach wall is still here. We've got our beadboard cap finally on. However, snag number 1, when we ordered it from Home Depot, we asked them to send us 2 because we just have this tiny little section back there that we need a little bit of extra cap for, and they only sent us 1. So we have to wait until they send us another, and we have to clean up, you can kind of tell, we have to clean up some of the paint that got onto the wall. That's a tight area, but we'll figure that out. On the back of the door, the previous owners of our home installed these hooks, and they weren't really super functional for us, and I thought about taking them off, but that would mean there would be holes in the door, and we didn't want to deal with that. So I ordered this from Amazon. Just like a little laundry bag. It has like a cinch in there, and I want to get like a little magnet or figure out some kind of snap so that it can lay a little bit nicer, but I thought that that was kind of a better use of that space, and we haven't figured out what we're going to put in there yet. I put dish towels in there the other day before I washed them, so that could be a good collection spot, or we might put like Gus's towels just to contain everything, but it's a good functional piece. And back over here, we finally got our little balloon shade installed. We got our curtain rod up. Curtain rod was from Amazon. I will link it below. The balloon shade was from Target. If it is still available, I will link it below for you as well. And it's nice because these we didn't actually tie. It's just like a little Velcro strip in the back. And then underneath the balloon shade, we have our functional pull-down shade because I've said it before, our neighbor's kitchen is directly across from our laundry room window. So it was really kind of awkward for the both of us if we were in here doing laundry at night with the light on and, you know, they're sitting down to family dinner. So now we both have our privacy. We're really happy about that. And then during the day, I don't mind pulling it up and letting the light in. Please don't mind our solo cup with a paintbrush. We're still, like you saw in the corner, we're still doing some touch-up paint here and there. With the sink, we are kind of debating whether we want to do this right now or maybe in a little while down the road, but we don't really like this laminate countertop. The sink is also looking really yellow, and we want to change the faucet to match the black hardware that we put in. Oh yeah, black hardware. We put that in. Looks so much better than the chrome ones we had. So still thinking about that area. Same kind of goes for these stick-on tiles that I was debating. They're just a white subway tile, but I don't want to put those up and then decide that we're gonna rip this out and then have to redo that. So we may end up just putting real tile back there. We also are working on like a little floating shelf right here that's going to cover our water hookup. And then over here, I finally got Gus's cabinet organized. So it looks a heck of a lot better. I will insert a picture or video of what it looked like before. It was just a mess, but now we've had it like this for at least a week and it has stayed like this. So that's great. We've kind of got his his snacks, his grooming, and like dental care stuff. Got some extra toys up here, his treat puzzle, kind of like out and about stuff up there. So bandanas, collars, leashes, harness, and then some extra treats up there, and then a few more extra things up top. So that's his cabinet, and these baskets are from Amazon. I will link them below. They are really good quality. And then I have one extra one in here that is just helping to corral all of our delicates bags, which I use quite frequently for sweaters and all kinds of things. So this is the organization. All right, so I put you up in the cabinet because my arm was getting tired. So what I'm gonna do is I will put together a Pinterest board, and I will also link that below if you're interested in any of the items that we purchased for our laundry room makeover, so you can try them out too. It is almost 7 o'clock, so that means it's almost time for dinner, and Gus is squeaking his toy that we found under the bed in the master bedroom. So he is celebrating that he got that back. But I am making something tonight that I know John would not enjoy since he is out of the house tonight. So let me show you what it is. It's the famous TikTok pasta, the feta tomato pasta. So I'm actually following a YouTube recipe that I found versus the one on TikTok. So with this one, I'm actually going to blend the feta cheese with some pasta water before I mix it all together. And this one called for a little crushed red pepper, Italian seasoning on the top, garlic, and then she used shallots in her recipe. I don't have a shallot, so we're just gonna go with some white onion, and of course you got your olive oil. But using minimal amounts of olive oil, I think, was the key part in this recipe. Squeak. So I'll show you how it turns out in the end, but I'm gonna go ahead and roast these, get my onion and garlic kind of working in a pan together, and at the end we'll combine it all together. Okay, here it is, and it looks delicious, and I'm ready to dive on in. The recipe is from Laura in the Kitchen. I will link her blog and YouTube channel below so you can try this out for yourself, but I will give you an update once I'm done eating. Okay, well, I just finished taking Gus outside, but dinner was delicious. It was so good, and I loved all of the little tiny add-ons that weren't in like the original TikTok recipe. So red chili pepper flakes, Italian seasoning, the white wine, the onions. It was just all really, really good. So if you want to check that out, like I said, I will link it below. And if you don't like feta cheese, this recipe, if you go to Laura's YouTube video, she also recommends a few other cheeses that you can substitute. So you can kind of have the same experience, maybe with the cheese that you prefer. So I think ricotta, burrata was mentioned, cream cheese even. So you can check that out down below. But Gus and I are gonna watch some TV. I'm gonna go put some cozy pajamas on. We're gonna call it a night, and we'll see you guys in the morning. Say good morning, everybody. Good morning, everyone. It is Sunday, and Gus is ready for all kinds of, I don't know what today. He's just ready. I'm gonna stand up so that he doesn't bite me. He's still in that phase. I've got a load of dish towels I'm putting in the laundry. But I wanted to show you the new ones that I got from Bed Bath & Beyond yesterday. So I obviously didn't go to Bed Bath & Beyond just to get some dish towels, but I happened to see these and we could use a few more. They get dirty and stained or whatnot. So here's the brand, and they're just kind of like a light gray with different little patterns, and they're really thick and they seem like they're going to be pretty large. So I really like those. And the same brand also had these little matching oven mitts. I had pretty much gotten the exact same kind at HomeGoods not too long ago, but unfortunately when I was getting something out of the oven a couple days ago, maybe like a week or so ago actually, I singed the top of the old oven mitts because we were broiling something. So had to get new ones, but I like how small those are, handy for cookie sheets and just grabbing all kinds of things out of the oven. and I'm wrestling with the bag here. But I also just picked up a few more. These are the Good Grips by OXO, just cooking utensils. That plus the pillows was everything I got at Bed Bath & Beyond. I wasn't there too long because I had to get home to this guy. Yeah, you. John just got home, so I am here in my office kind of taking a look at everything, figuring out what I'm going to change up. Obviously going to take away some of these more wintry items and stow those away for next year, but I'm going to flip you around and show you those organizational bins that I was talking about earlier. My bookshelves are under construction. I haven't figured out exactly what I'm doing with all of the design, but we're working on bits and pieces at a time. But here are the bins up top I wanted to show you from this point of view. And now I'll just go give you a close-up. I looked at quite a few magazine holders before I purchased these. These are from the Container Store. I'll link them below. But they are just like a standard white magazine holder. I have to say they were a little bit on the expensive side. I wasn't thrilled to invest in a magazine holder, but I will say that the overall look is really sleek and nice. I prefer this to the metal kind. I tried to find a dupe on Amazon, but I really couldn't find one that seemed to have like the same build quality. So I'm gonna put this one back up there. I'm gonna work on tidying my office first, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run up to my craft room and I'm going to Cricut some labels to put in these bins. I finished designing my labels in Cricut Design Space, but before I go ahead and actually make them on the Cricut, I wanted to tell you what I did. So if you want to make these too at home or make something similar, you can do that if you have a Cricut, or you could even just use your printer with the way that I'm doing it. But I'm going to insert a screen recording of my computer so you can kind of follow along and see what I'm doing. But if you're using a Cricut, I went into Cricut Design Space and just added in a square and obviously made that into a rectangle. I took the measurements of the little insert that was already in the magazine holders to make sure that this would be exact. And then theirs was actually folded in half. So I created another little rectangle, colored it white, and then that was kind of showing me where my words were actually going to go, and to show me how much height I had for the letters. So once I did that, I went ahead and searched for a font on the internet. I actually just Googled like pretty handwriting fonts for Cricut and ended up finding this one. It was totally free. I'll link it below. It's called InDesign, let me see, I keep forgetting, InDesign Signature. So I thought it was really pretty, just kind of like a wispy cursive pen. So I did that. The only tricky thing, and if you use Cricut for writing all the time, you know this, the tricky thing is that I had to ungroup all of the letters and kind of squeeze them together to make sure that they were flowing correctly with the cursive, and then I had to weld them because it is going to be a drawing project for that part of it at least. So I had to do all of that for all of the labels, but I think it was worth it and I'm excited to get these printed. And then the last thing I'm going to do before I print is just get rid of this white square or white rectangle because I don't need it anymore. So I'll probably just hide it or go ahead and delete it, but that is the project. So now it is time to go cut. So all of the little labels turned out great. I'm really happy with them. The only change that I made, I actually did them twice. I had the 0.4 Cricut pen in there and that seemed a little bit thick. So here's an example of that. This one says Magnolia, and this is for all of my Magnolia subscription magazines because I like to flag things and hold on to them for like future design projects in the house and recipes, things like that. So I do hang on to these, so I wanted a place for that. But I thought that the writing on the 0.4 pen was a little bit thick, so I changed it to the 0.3 pen. This one says manuals. This is for all of our appliance manuals. So much fun. But I think this one looks a lot better, looks a lot more realistic and wispier, like handwriting. So I'm gonna go ahead and start labeling the boxes. So I've got all of the labels in their little slots, and during that little time lapse you probably noticed I went and grabbed this little Scotch tape. It's not tape, I think that this is like a scrapbooking type of glue. I don't know. Whatever it is, I will find it and link it below. I think I bought it a while ago at Michael's. I was using that to kind of keep the little fold together because I forgot to show this ahead of time. I have a couple of drawers that match the magazine holders. This one's for copy paper and this one's for cardstock, so it sits right by our printer down there, so when we need to refill, we have that and it's organized. But these ones were kind of popping open a little bit, so the glue tape thing kind of helped those to stick in there a little bit better. And the other little tip that you might have seen me doing, or a little trick, I grabbed a little sticky note and I just wedged it in between where the little old label was, and then I pushed the sticky side down and just kind of ripped it back up. And that was really easy. That was a really easy way to remove all of those instead of having to like try and pry them with my fingers. So I'm gonna put these back up and kind of close out of my office for the day. Hey guys, it's about 10 o'clock and not much else has gone on the rest of the day. John was resting, Gus was resting. I was working on, you know, mundane tasks, laundry, working on my agenda for the week for work, and doing a couple tasks for work. So, and then we had some homemade chicken and fried rice for dinner. So pretty simple, low-key and easy for Sunday. I'll probably go ahead and close out the vlog here just so I can get it up to you guys in a reasonable time. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.